Hey guys. So today in our reading lesson, we're reading biographies, right? Most of you, I've seen some of your work on that Google document. You've added to it, you put some really good information in it. So, what I want you guys to do is to continue doing that because shortly, when you get done reading one biography, you're going to choose and you're going to do another biography. Okay, so we're still doing the biography unit. You guys are doing really, really good work. Okay. And so keep filling out those reading logs. Again, keep taking your notes on your spiral if you have it. So that way you can transfer what you're getting off of your books because you don't always have your device with you. But I want you to be recording your information on that Google document. Okay. So, um, as you're reading your books, your biography books, biographies don't just tell the stories of famous people. They do that. Like if you're reading Marco Polo, if you're reading about Michael Jordan, if you're reading about Martin Luther King, they do teach us information and tell stories of those people because that's why they're written there, right? But they also give us information about the world and especially the culture and that time period, and that's the setting where that person lived or grew up. Okay, so be thinking about those things. So you might find a little bit of information about if you're reading a couple of books, or even if you're reading just one book, and it might not be all in the same situation or all in the same spot. You might find that authors will give you a little bit on one page of that information about their world. And then maybe even in another chapter or on another page. So you might notice as you're going through that your author, whoever the author was of your biography, isn't going to always give you that information one spot. It's going to be often in multiple spots. And that's how you're going to find out that information about that world. When I mean world, I mean the setting, that's the culture, that time period, and maybe where that person lived. And they might have lived in different spots. And that's where you're going to find that information. So you're not always going to, they might be just one or two sentences that give you that information in one area. So that's your job to be on the lookout for that information. And so that way you're not just reading, but you're also learning about your subject, your biography that you're reading about. Okay. So be on the lookout for that because I know you guys are really, really, really good readers. So make sure you have your reading journals that you're reading and you're taking your notes in. Also, this will help you go back and make sure you're filling out your reading logs. I've been looking at some of your logs and you're not always filling them out every day. When you're reading, even if it's for fun, you should be logging this in your reading log so that way I can see it, Mrs. Jones can see it, Dr. Rindo can see it, anybody can go see this and see that you are reading. So make sure as you're reading your biographies and for your own, you're putting this down somewhere. Okay. So and the somewhere is your reading log. Okay. So while you're reading your biographies, be on the lookout for other information that you're getting. And like I said, it's not always going to be in one spot. It might be in different chunks, different areas. So make sure you are be on the lookout for them. Okay. Um, Also, you just like some of our mystery units and some of those things, your biographies are usually organized in predictable patterns. That means they're organized often in the very same way. They typically deal with your character, your person's early life, what they were like as a youth, your guys' age and older, what struggle. Remember, there's typically something that they struggled with. It could have been human rights. It could have been, segregation issues. If they were explorers, if they're professional athletes, they overcame something. So a struggle, and then their achievements, right? What did they do? Were they a president of the United States? What did they do while they're there? And that's their contribution to history. Okay. And in that Google document, that's typically how I set that up for you guys. All right. So you can note that. And like I said, just a few minutes ago, you're not always going to find all of this information right away. You're going to have to search through it and put on your reading lenses, your reading glasses, and be looking for those things. So your biographies are going to be kind of like some of our informational books and other things like the mystery books that we've read. They're going to deal with the person's early life typically, and they might start off right when they're making their history, but often they'll go back and talk about their early life, their youth, when they were your age and older before they get to an adult. And sometimes that is their struggle is there too. And so the struggle, then maybe the achievements, and it might not be more than one. It could be two, three, four. It could be a bunch of achievements, especially if they were like a scientist or an inventor or something along those lines. So their achievements, and then how they contributed to the history, why they're being remembered. Okay, so think about those things as you're reading your books too. And if you want to, you can kind of mimic what we did on that Google Doc, and you can make your own spot, like a structure of biographies, which is kind of what I have it, the birth and their early life. Then maybe make another bullet point, youth life as a student or a young adult, like you guys struggle. What was a problem? What were they having to deal with? And then the resolution or the achievement of that. And then how does that contribute to the history? That's why they're being remembered. Okay, and they might not always be in that order, but they're going to have that type of organizations. Okay, so as you're finishing up, and if you get that one document done, you can either continue on that document, or if you would like, I can share another one with you. Just let me know. I can share a clean version for you to fill out as well, because some of you are getting done and you're going through these biography books super good, super quick. I can add more. Okay. So good job reading. Continue to fill out your reading logs, and also fill out that biography doc on the assignment page. Okay. Nice work. Continue to do great, fantastic work. I miss you guys bunches.